here we have the gas can. As you can see, we tried to have as much detail as possible. This flange around the outside is actually to help you adhere it to the inside of the body, whether you use tape or we recommend shoe glue. Okay, so what we need to do here is figure out how best way to cut a hole, because obviously this we use a little different reference, slightly different size. You've got to figure out how to cut that hole out. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do it. I'm going to take some tape. This is Tamiya tape. It's high quality. I'm a big fan. I'm going to need a couple of strips to go over the area here. Strip there. There we go. Alright, so get that roughed out. And what we need to do is gently start rubbing it. You can use the pencil here. Really get into the contours, and what you'll see is the tape can start adhering to that. Okay, so now I've got it rubbed down, I can see where I need to cut. Take just a scalpel X-Acto blade here, run it round very carefully. Nice sharp blade makes it easy. Okay. There you have the template. Take that off. You can position it where you want on the rig. You know where to cut. So, just gonna. There we have it in place. It's okay if it's a little wobbly. We're going to clean that up. So now I'm going to take a Sharpie. Just quickly, just roughly. Tape, just to double check everything. Okay, I think that looks good. All right. Okay, so now that we've got all the area marked out and we know that's going to fit, the other trick is to how do we cut this out nice and clean. So I'm always a big fan of leave a little extra, and what I do is just on the inside I use it pressing very gently but rotating, using a craft knife, Exo blade again, craft knife, whichever you have. Make sure it's sharp. Just spin and you give yourself little pilot holes. So these are important so you get nice clean corners. And what we want is to pick it just before it goes into the curve. And these little pilot holes will help you pre-drill some other holes, and then it will start to make sense. Okay, so 5 holes. I'm just going to grab a drill. Okay, now we're going to drill out what the 5 pilot holes. Okay, now taking a nice sharp blade, you basically need to connect the dots. Now this will get you most of the way there. Just be careful when it falls in. Don't worry, it's inside the line. You've got plenty of time to clean up. As they say, you can always take material off, but you can't put it back on. So just gently score, not too hard, otherwise the blade tends to get away from you and you end up cutting where you don't want to. Take your time. Okay, that's the first pass, and then I'll do that a couple more times in the same groove. Now I have that, now I'm going to try and use the back of the knife, start actually cutting into where I scored. Follow the groove all the way up. Stop. All the way up. Stop. So here. Okay, so I've done these 1, 2, 3, 4 cuts, and then there's the last cut here, but instead of doing that, because I've scored the Lexan, you and literally just snap it over and it's a nice clean cut. So that's that piece removed. Alright, now we're in the final stages. All we need to do is clean this hole up right up against the mark, and it should be ready to drop in. Okay, I'm getting close now, so I really want to start to clean this up nicely. So having good tools always helps. A good Dremel on a low speed with a good sanding bit will help me clean up this curved area and remove all the black. Keep going in and checking your progress, because now you're getting close. You want to make sure that I'm just lightly running this knife around to take off the flash. Let's clean out. Now starting to get close so that I can start to bring the cap up. Not quite there. Trick is take your time, don't rush, keep checking. Okay, final stages, a nice, again, tools help, nice little flat file just to clean everything up. Just rubbing away the excess permanent marker with my finger. Best thing about Lexan, it's not so permanent. You can really see how clean, or where you need to clean up the edges are. Okay. Just okay, so almost done. It's a little rough, so I'm going to take a strip of wet and dry. Just 180 wet and dry. And a little trick here is to roll it up like this. Okay. A nice little tube. Again, get it in there. It doesn't have to be perfectly round. As long as you're doing this, it will start to give a nice radial shape. Okay, give that a quick check. Almost there, a little nick there. We'll get into that in a second so we can clean that up. Okay, so pretty much cleaned everything up. Pretty happy with how it's looking. The part slides in nicely. Next stage is to get a little shoe glue in the back. Make sure it's all looking good. Now some people have opted to give it a bit more of an aftermarket look and push it through from this side. It's not exactly how it was intended, but it does give you a better margin for error if you can't quite get a nice clean look, and it gives you a little bit of an aftermarket look there, but you will have to make the hole a little larger. So like I said, we're going to get some shoe glue on here. So for those of you who don't know, this is shoe glue. It is flammable and it is smelly. It has a vapor harmful warning, so make sure in a well ventilated area. But it is it does have a great bond, and it is flexible, so it's perfect for Lexan bodies and holding stuff in place. Just make sure everything's clean. I'm actually using the Shapeways packaging now. There's kind of a protective space between the goo and my desk. So there we go. I'm just going to get some out. Now I use a little plastic spatula which helps me applying everything. You don't really want this stuff on your hands. Okay, so get the bit out I need. So taking the shoe glue, you want to just key areas. Okay. Take that carefully. Just hold it in place. Shoe glue dries very quickly, so you won't need to hold it for long. Again, make sure you're well ventilated. And then what you can do is once this is bonded, you go in the back. You can liberally apply. It's kind of a flange around the outside to stick it to the main body. So there we have it installed. Final part. Hope you'll agree, a little bit more scale than the stock sticker. Okay, thanks for watching. Like, comment, share below, and stay tuned for more how-to updates from Light Customs. Thanks, bye-bye.